A dream wedding, a perfect couple, a night meant for love and celebration, until it turned into a crime scene. What should have been the happiest night of their lives ended in bloodshed, betrayal, and a murder that shocked New York's elite. How did a lavish wedding become the setting for a brutal crime? And what secrets led to the groom's tragic fate? In September 2004, in the heart of New York City, an extravagant wedding took place, uniting two prestigious families. Olivia Carter and Nathan Sullivan exchanged sacred vows, marking the start of what seemed to be a perfect marriage. However, no one could have foreseen the horrifying tragedy that would unfold just hours later. Amid the luxurious setting of a five-star hotel, the night that should have been the happiest of their lives turned into a nightmare. Nathan Sullivan was found dead in the wedding hall, his body bearing multiple fatal wounds, with blood staining the lavish floors. The joyous celebration had transformed into an unimaginable tragedy, one that no one could have predicted. Born in 1982 into a wealthy New York family, Olivia Carter was the privileged daughter of a successful businessman in the import-export sector. Raised in luxury, she received the finest education and later attended New York University, where she studied business administration. Known for her striking beauty and undeniable charm, Olivia was accustomed to getting everything she desired without much effort. Designer clothes, extravagant vacations, exclusive parties. Yet, despite having it all, she was never truly satisfied. Driven by ambition, Olivia possessed a sharp intellect and a natural ability to manipulate those around her. She understood the power of her beauty and charm, using them strategically to achieve her goals. During her university years, she was not only a top student but also the center of attention, pursued by many suitors. However, Olivia was not interested in fleeting romances. She craved power. Rather than following her family's traditional business path, Olivia sought a life of luxury without being confined by corporate responsibilities. Instead, she immersed herself in high society, forging influential connections with the rich and powerful. But Olivia's aspirations extended far beyond mere social standing. She realized that charm was her greatest weapon, a tool more potent than wealth itself. By the time she turned 28, she had captivated numerous wealthy lovers, yet she had not found the ultimate opportunity to secure her place at the top. That opportunity arrived at an elite gala in a prestigious New York hotel, where Olivia met Nathan Sullivan. Unlike her previous lovers, Nathan was not merely wealthy, he was a self-made man. Born in 1978 to a middle-class family, he had worked his way up in the financial sector, amassing significant wealth and influence. At 26, Nathan was not easily swayed by superficial beauty. However, Olivia was unlike any woman he had ever encountered. She was not only breathtakingly gorgeous, but also intelligent, poised, and irresistibly alluring. From the moment Nathan laid eyes on her, he was captivated. Throughout the evening, he found himself drawn to Olivia, unable to look away. When they finally spoke, he was further enchanted by her sharp wit and elegance. Olivia, with her instinctive ability to read people, immediately recognized Nathan's interest. She saw him not just as a wealthy man, but as someone who was responsible, principled, and capable of providing lifelong security, an ideal partner in her quest for power. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and by the end of the night, Nathan was already eager to see Olivia again. She played her role masterfully, allowing him to believe he was the pursuer. Over the next few months, their relationship blossomed. They dined at the finest restaurants, attended exclusive events, and quickly became one of the most admired couples in high society. Nathan was convinced Olivia was the woman he had been searching for, confident, independent, and seemingly devoted to him. Within 6 months, their whirlwind romance led to an engagement, followed by an opulent wedding planned by both families. Nathan's loved ones saw Olivia as the perfect match for him, while Olivia's family welcomed Nathan as an ideal husband. Everything seemed to be falling into place. During the wedding preparations, Nathan's closest friend, Dean Brooks, played a significant role as his best man. Dean was charismatic, confident, and well-experienced in the ways of the world. From the moment he met Olivia, he found himself inexplicably drawn to her. Though their interactions began as harmless conversations, a powerful attraction simmered beneath the surface. As Nathan became engrossed in wedding preparations and business matters, Olivia and Dean found themselves spending more time together. What started as lingering glances and fleeting touches soon escalated into something far more dangerous. The excitement of secrecy made their encounters irresistible, and then, on the night before the wedding, boundaries were finally crossed. While Nathan attended an important meeting, Olivia and Dean found themselves alone in a lavish hotel suite. Amidst wedding invitations and champagne glasses, temptation overwhelmed them. A single suggestive smile, a lingering touch, and all restraint crumbled. Their affair had officially begun. A reckless game of deception and desire. In the weeks leading up to the wedding, their secret meetings became more frequent. Whenever Nathan was away, Olivia and Dean would steal moments together in hidden corners and private suites. Though Olivia knew she did not love Dean, the thrill of betrayal was intoxicating. Dean, unlike Nathan, was unbound by moral constraints. He thrived on adventure and conquest. Yet, when Olivia stood beside Nathan, she played the role of the perfect bride flawlessly. She smiled sweetly, accepted congratulations graciously, and spoke of their future together with conviction. But as night fell, she became someone entirely different. On the evening of September 2004, Olivia and Nathan's grand wedding took place in a magnificent five-star hotel in New York. Hundreds of guests attended the lavish celebration, toasting to their happiness. After the festivities, the newlyweds retreated to their honeymoon suite, which was adorned with rose petals and the lingering scent of champagne. Draped in a delicate silk nightgown, Olivia smiled radiantly at her husband, yet inside she felt no nervous excitement, only anticipation. Nathan, filled with joy, held her in his arms, whispering sweet promises about their future, but that happiness was short-lived. A few hours later, Nathan's phone buzzed with a notification regarding a guest room reservation issue. Ever the responsible businessman, he quickly put on his coat and told Olivia he needed to go downstairs to resolve it. She nodded with a small smile, but the moment the door shut behind him, she sprang into action. This was the moment she had been waiting for. Peeking into the hallway to ensure no one was watching, Olivia swiftly made her way to the next room. Dean's! She knocked 3 times, their secret signal. The door opened, and within seconds Dean pulled her inside, their bodies colliding in reckless passion. The danger, the betrayal, the sheer audacity of it all, it was exhilarating. But what they hadn't anticipated was Nathan's return. Something felt off as Nathan walked back to their suite. When he didn't find Olivia inside, he assumed she was in the bathroom. But after calling her name several times with no response, unease crept over him. A strange feeling settled in his chest, an instinctual warning. Stepping into the dimly lit hallway, his eyes fell upon something that made his stomach drop. Dean's door was slightly ajar. Nathan stepped forward and opened the door, only to be left in shock by the scene before him. Olivia and Dean were in bed, locked in a passionate embrace, completely unaware of their unexpected witness. In that moment, Nathan's world shattered. The woman he loved, the one he had vowed to build a happy life with, had betrayed him on their wedding night, and the man she had betrayed him with was none other than his best friend, Dean. Blinded by rage, Nathan lunged at Dean, grabbing him by the neck before delivering a forceful punch to his face. Dean staggered, collapsing to the floor as blood trickled from the corner of his lips, but Nathan wasn't done. His fury exploded, and he continued his assault, forcing Dean to roll on the ground in an attempt to evade the relentless blows. Olivia screamed, desperately trying to intervene, but Nathan refused to listen. He tightened his grip around Dean's throat, demanding an explanation. Yet, Dean had nothing to say. His eyes, filled with fear, also carried a trace of indifference amidst the chaos. Frantically searching the room for something to stop Nathan, Olivia's gaze landed on a heavy glass vase on the table. Without hesitation, she seized it and struck Nathan hard. The deafening sound of the impact echoed through the room. Nathan staggered, his hands clutching his head as his vision darkened. He took a few unsteady steps back before collapsing to the floor. Blood pooled beneath him, staining the pristine white carpet. Panic set in. Dean dropped to his knees, checking Nathan's pulse. It was weak but still there. Olivia, though shaken, quickly regained her composure. She knew that if they were caught, they wouldn't escape the consequences. Instead of calling for help, she devised a plan: staging a fake robbery. It worked quickly to erase the evidence. Dean wiped the blood from the floor while Olivia ransacked the room, pulling open drawers and scattering objects to create the illusion of a break-in. Once the scene was convincingly staged, Olivia called the front desk, her voice laced with fear. "Please help us. My husband was attacked. Someone broke into the room." Hotel staff immediately raised the alarm. Within minutes, medical personnel and security arrived, finding Nathan unconscious, still bleeding from the head. Olivia and Dean played the roles of panicked victims, claiming they had heard a noise and rushed in to find Nathan on the floor. The police were called, but no one suspected Olivia and Dean. Their deception was flawless. The official conclusion: an attempted robbery gone wrong. The attacker had fled before completing the crime. Nathan was rushed to the hospital, still alive but suffering from a severe head injury. Doctors warned that he could fall into a coma, and even if he woke up, he might suffer from memory loss or neurological complications. Outside his hospital room, Olivia and Dean put on a show of concern, but deep down they knew that if Nathan regained consciousness, everything would unravel. They thought they had gotten away with it. But secrets never stay buried forever. As the police continued their investigation, inconsistencies in Olivia and Dean's story began to surface. The scene was too perfectly arranged. Forensic experts noted there were no signs of forced entry, and security footage revealed that no strangers had entered Nathan's suite. Hotel staff confirmed they hadn't seen anyone suspicious at the time of the alleged break-in. Then, the most damning evidence surfaced: the security camera footage. At 1 a.m., Olivia was caught leaving the wedding hall and sneaking into Dean's room, contradicting her earlier statement that she had been in her suite the entire time. Another discrepancy emerged. Forensic tests found a small blood stain on Olivia's dress. DNA analysis confirmed it was Nathan's blood, directly contradicting her claim that she had never touched him after the attack. With mounting evidence, the police summoned Olivia and Dean for further questioning. At first they tried to maintain their lie, sticking to the fake robbery story, but the psychological pressure was too much for Dean. He was not a man of strong resolve. His hands trembled, sweat dripped down his face, and after hours of intense interrogation he finally broke. He confessed everything. Dean admitted that he and Olivia had been having an affair for months leading up to the wedding. That night, when Nathan briefly left his suite, they saw it as an opportunity to be together. Dean revealed that when Nathan returned and caught them, Olivia panicked. Fueled by anger and fear, she grabbed the vase and struck her husband. He described how they had staged the crime scene, how Olivia orchestrated the fake robbery to divert suspicion. He even detailed how she feigned hysteria when calling the hotel staff. With Dean's confession, combined with the surveillance footage, forensic evidence, and inconsistencies in Olivia's statements, the police had all they needed. Olivia was arrested on charges of premeditated assault and attempted murder. As the handcuffs snapped around her wrists, she remained eerily calm. She did not scream, did not protest. She only turned to Dean with cold, venomous eyes. He had betrayed her, he had destroyed everything. But in truth, the damage had already been done. Dean was also arrested, charged as an accomplice. As he was escorted out of the hotel, he kept his head down, unable to meet anyone's gaze. The man who once lived a luxurious, extravagant life was now nothing but a fallen traitor, drowning in fear and regret. News of the scandal spread like wildfire among New York's elite. What should have been the happiest night of Nathan Sullivan's life had turned into a tragedy that shocked the entire city. His family was devastated, unable to comprehend the cruelty of his betrayal at the hands of his wife and best friend. Meanwhile, Olivia's lawyer scrambled to build a defense, but with overwhelming evidence stacked against her, there was little hope. The trial was a spectacle, drawing widespread media attention. A love affair that led to an attempted murder on a wedding night was unprecedented. The courtroom was packed as the prosecution presented undeniable evidence: the damning security footage, the blood-stained dress, and Dean's full confession. Under the weight of irrefutable proof, the jury reached a verdict in record time. Olivia Carter was sentenced to 25 years in prison for attempted murder. She did not cry, did not beg for mercy. She simply bowed her head, accepting the fate she had brought upon herself. Once an ambitious woman who had it all, beauty, wealth, and a seemingly perfect marriage, she was now nothing more than a convicted criminal. Dean Brooks, stripped of his former grandeur, was sentenced to 10 years for his role in the crime. No longer the confident, charming man he once was, he sat trembling, consumed by regret. The Sullivan family mourned not only their son's suffering, but the ruthless betrayal that had shattered their trust. What was meant to be a fairy tale wedding had become a cautionary tale of greed and lust. Olivia Carter, once the epitome of glamour and success, now faced 25 years behind bars. Gone were the designer gowns and extravagant parties, replaced by a prison uniform and the suffocating loneliness of a cold cell. She had traded a life of luxury for a future of isolation, all for a fleeting moment of passion. In the end, the wedding night that should have marked a new beginning became the tragic ending to a story of ambition, deception, and downfall. What began as a picture-perfect love story ended in deceit, obsession, and cold-blooded murder. Olivia Carter's hunger for power and control led her down a path of destruction, turning her from a glamorous socialite into a convicted killer. But was this truly premeditated, or just a crime of passion gone too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more shocking true crime cases, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mystery Mind.